Hi everyone, we have a Talos T60X remote controller here today. I want to go over the Agro App and show you an overview of this app, and we see what's in there, what is available, and what you can use, and what is the purpose of each section. So we click on the Agro App. This is the home page of the Agro App, and as you can see, there is begin. This opens up a world for you. Basically, that is kind of the ground station for your drone. So when you go there, you can control and everything is there. We will go there and I will open it up, and then you see it says T60X connected. It shows you that a drone is connected to it. You can also tell by this being green, this light right here. Device management, that's where you can update the firmware if you want to. You can see the firmware version on your remote controller, your drone. You can activate your generator or connect to an RTK station. So if I wanted to update the firmware, I just had to click on here, select the item that I wanted to update the firmware, go here. If there is a firmware available, I will see that and select that, and then update all selected. So we go back to the home page. This is log upload. Usually if there is a crash and you want to apply for warranty, you need to apply by submitting the general issues, like upload these log files, and then when we have the log files, we review them and we will tell you if it is covered under warranty or not. So log file uploading is happening here. Then this right here, you will have this option if you have an SD card inside of your remote controller. So that shows the information in the SD card. If you want to import shape files, that's where you are going to do that. And it explains what type of directory you need to create for your shape files. So I close that. Then at the top left corner, you see some settings, your profile. This person symbol basically opens up a profile for you. If you want to log out of your account, you press exit, and then it gives you information such as flight records. Then you will be able to export your flight records as well here. And I go back. The next one is basically just showing you if there is a warning there. Settings, you can change if you want to be on metric or imperial. The language, all of that can be changed here. This is Android settings, it's not the flight settings. We go back. Here is where you can see your files or your fields basically. So let's say you have this field and this is the local means it's on the remote controller. Then you can go to the cloud. If there is anything that you have uploaded in the past will be there, or if you have any fields on the SD card, you could select the third option. You can also click on select here, select the field, and then download it to come to the local of your remote controller. Then there is task in progress. If you didn't finish a task, it will be there, and so on. So it's about the fields here. Now I'm going to go and open this begin. This is your ground
aircraft. Switch to attitude mode.
I will show you how you can reduce the volume if you want. You just go here, brightness, change it here, and connecting to the internet, you can connect by pressing and holding this and just selecting the internet that you want. So you see it's like a phone. You have a lot of options here too. And yeah, so we go close that again, come back to the ground station or the page that we see after we pressed begin. So here on this page, you can see a lot of information. We start from the top left corner. So here, if you click on that, it shows you the different modes, flight modes that you can fly under. So there is the rat mode. It's a bigger option. It's because you will be using this mode the most. This is the mode that when you click there, you can create the boundaries around a field, and then by adding these points, you will have a flight path. Then you can just fly that area automatically. So this is the one that you will be using the most, and we will have videos about all of these settings. And then I will exit to go show you another part of it. You see the manual. If you click on manual, you can select the manual option that you will be controlling everything like flying, flight, like going forward, backward, up, and all of that is handled by you. The speed, the faster you move this forward, it goes faster or slower, and you can turn on your sprayer by pressing this button right here, or you can go to manual plus, that is kind of semi-automatic. We have videos explaining how the manual plus works. Then we have fruit tree. If you create, let's say, a mission on with the fruit tree mapping. So fruit tree mapping, it takes photos of a fruit tree and creates a 3D map for you. Then you can create a 3D mission for a fruit tree. Route mapping, it creates basically takes imagery of your field, but if you have a flat field. You don't have to use these two. You can just go straight to route, create an automatic mission and spray it. But these options are there for more complicated fields. Then after that, you see here, it shows you the distance between the remote controller and the drone. Right here, you can see at the top, if you click here, you can change the way the satellite view look like. It's like just like a map, a Google map, or you want a satellite view. This one leaves a mark behind your drone wherever you flies and record that. This puts basically it says, okay, go where the remote is or where the drone is. It zooms the map there and so on. At the top right here, you can see the remote controller's internal battery and external battery percentage. Over here, there is a spreader attached to this drone that is linked with this remote controller. It shows 95 pounds. Based on this 41% battery is the max that you can carry right now, but it increases based if you had a full battery. How many satellites is connected to your drone, and the signal between the drone and remote controller. It's all shown here. So the next part of this page that is very important is the settings. When you go to the settings, especially if you're talking to the after sales team and they want to guide you through doing something in the settings, usually they refer to these parts as different tabs. There is the aircraft tab, a spreader tab, controller tab, right? So in the aircraft, you can set the return to home altitude, the speed, and so on. There are many options that you can control here. Even if you want to link a new drone to this remote controller, you will be doing it here. The spreader, if a spreader attachment is connected to your drone, it will show you spreading information, and if it's a sprayer attached to it, it will show you the sprayer. Controller. Mode 2 is the mode that we use in the United States and majority of the countries around the world. It shows this moving forward will move the drone forward, right, left, backward, up, down, basically counterclockwise and clockwise. If you have to calibrate your remote controller, you will come here, press calibrate, it guides you through what you need to do. You have to move these sticks around and it will do that. Still, we're in the remote controller tab. You see, this is the part that you can define all of these buttons, what they do. You can program them here. Then we go to the sensors. In the sensor tab, you have the hill orchard mode, flatland, above water. If you're flying above water to feed fish, you can select that. If you have a hilly area, you will select this mode, and flatland is right there. It's always recommended to have your obstacle avoidance radar on, and then if you want to see your radar settings, it will be here. RTK, usually a lot of our users of these drones will fly under GPS, so if this is off, your drone automatically switches to GPS. If you have an RTK source, you can switch it on and use it. But RTK orientation is using the RTK antennas for orienting your drone in the direction that it should be, and you don't need to connect to an RTK source to use that. Then we go to the battery tab. It shows you the voltage of each cell of your battery, how many times you charge the battery, the temperature of your battery, and so on. Here at low battery below 15%, it's asking you, do you want the drone to come back home automatically or just give you a warning? And critically low, if you reach 5%, it's gonna land wherever you are, and you can't make it go lower than 5%. It's just the drone doesn't want to fall from sky, so it will land. But sometimes you are not in a perfect situation, it might land on a tree, so you don't ever want to allow your drone to go to 5%. And this is all automatic, it's doing that in the settings. So basically, this is an overview of this Agro App. There is more that we can go over. For example, like this camera view right here, this is the map view. And then if you click on here, it shows you the camera view as a bigger option, or you can select the map view. This right here, it will show you kind of the obstacle avoidance radar information later on. And the red arrow stands for drone. It's the symbol of the drone. The blue dot is where your remote controller is. So I think that should be enough. I just wanted to make a quick introduction of this Agro app. And thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't long. So this is the app that comes pre-installed on the Talos T60X remote controller.